Today I'm speaking with Josua Joubert, Chief Executive and Principal Author of CompCare Medical Scheme, about the scheme's new direction and how it is digitizing and expanding its offerings for new, younger entrants into the market. We will also look at some of the highly unusual digital wellness innovations available to CompCare members. Welcome, Joshua. Thanks for your time. Um,
Rianet, yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for inviting me for this discussion.
Absolute pleasure. So, how about a quick introduction to CompCare?
Yeah, Rianet, they say dynamite come in small packages, and we believe it's prevalent to CompCare as a scheme. We are one of the oldest medical schemes in South Africa. We've been around for 46 years this year, and we've got around 18,000 principal members. We pride ourselves in personal attention. We like to refer to ourselves as a private banker in the healthcare industry. We've got more than 40 years experience in healthcare. We also understand that being a scheme of 46 years, you have to adopt with and evolve as time goes by. And that's what we do. And that's why we're so excited about what we're introducing for next year, is where we believe we're fully embracing the new digital age that that's necessary for us to stay ahead of the time.
So, it's that time of the year when we get updates from all the schemes on what has kept you guys busy during the year. So, all of it to ultimately improve the experience for members and, of course, attract the healthy lives, the lives you want. Maybe you can start by telling us a little bit more about how CompCare has updated its current offerings and why the fresh updates are so important this time of the year to hear about.
Yeah, Rianet, the team has really worked hard over the past few weeks and actually months to ensure that we refresh the CompCare brand and our offering. And we took some bold steps for next year to streamline our offering, to refresh our brand. And we also have like a lot of the schemes out in the industry. We've got your typical savings and hybrid with savings option. And those are typically for your young individuals and young families. We've got our essential hospital plans with our traditional options. And then we've got specific options that is really tailored and bespoke for corporate solutions, which is sold in the market by our intermediaries. But our new structure is not merely just a facelift. We really went and rattled the cage for our benefits for next year. We've got a rich bank of benefits that we're introducing. And what's interesting is that we back that with our renowned preventative care and wellness benefits. We're known in the market for a leader in preventative care and wellness benefits. And we've all incorporate all of that into our fold for next year. So we've changed CompCare for next year. We've changed our option names. We've changed our branding. We've changed our approach, and we adapt for our market. And you're right. Most of medical schemes always want a younger type of profile to assist with sharing the risk on the scheme. And we believe that with our product portfolio for next year, we've achieved that mix to look after our current members, but also offer our new members something that will be interesting and exciting for them to join CompCare.
Can you share one or two of that exciting initiatives and changes that you've made?
You make me very excited to talk about those things. So let me just talk about three things, perhaps. One is, and I say this very proudly, it is the first in the industry, and that is what we call instant cover. And what that means is that you can join CompCare today. Today is the 17th of October. Tonight you'll be on the system, and you've got benefits from tomorrow. That is absolutely new in the industry. There's no other scheme that that offers that. So
That's
you could
bold.
literally sit and say, you know what, I just realized I'm going away for the weekend and I'm so afraid to go on the road and I don't have proper cover. Let me go online quickly. You go online, you fill in the application form, you complete the details, you complete your underwriting questionnaires, and you pay pro rata for the rest of the month. And tomorrow morning when you wake up, you'll get a message on your phone to say, welcome to CompCare, and your digital membership card will be ready, and it's there. And it's the first in the market, and it
Yes.
is so exciting. And we've tested obviously with some Gen Zs and millennials, and they're excited. So no more waiting for the first of the following month before I can join a medical scheme. You want medical cover now? You get medical cover now. So those are one of the revolutionary things that we've done for next year. We're introducing a U wellness program on all our options, where you can look at your well-being holistically from all 8 dimensions. We've got U Consult, which is your online virtual platform that you can visit a doctor. You've got U Wellness products that you can get there. We also give our members access to SARA. SARA is the World Health Organization AI, where you can ask questions and she will respond and answer you on those questions. I mean, it's just out of this world if you test it. And then something else that our members will have access to is you'll take your phone and you'll do a 30-second selfie on your phone in the privacy of your own house, and you'll get results on your well-being. It will tell you your blood pressure. It will tell you with your diabetes. It will tell you your heart rate. It will a whole list of conditions that it will tell you. So obviously, it is not a doctor, but it is so accurate, and it's a result of 15 years of research that has been done and put into this product. And all of that is available to CompCare members on the CompCare app through Universal.one, our administrator that manage all of that for us. So that is just very short and very brief, but I'm very excited about the future of some of this new technology that we're introducing into the market.
Of course, along with benefit updates, come annual contribution increases and the stuff that our clients do not like. So let's talk about increases for CompCare and what factors have influenced this.
Rianet, so I think by this time, and we're one of the schemes that launched our products and our increases relatively late for next year. So you guys might have seen some of the increases that came through. And it's no surprise that many schemes went for a double-digit increase. The industry is under tremendous pressure, and there's a lot of things that influence that. It's medical inflation is higher than normal inflation, new technology, aging population. All of those things play a huge effect on medical schemes increases. So CompCare, we've also increased our principal members on average is 11%, and our beneficiaries is 13% for 2025. But obviously, then you must look at the broader picture. 11% on an option that cost R1,000 is still less than 8% or a 9% on an option that costs R2,000. So you have to look at that in perspective, and also, what you get for what you pay. Although we've been known in the industry for our wellness and preventative care, we also got part of that. We've increased our preventative and our wellness benefits. And, a family might even get up to R40,000 worth of benefits through the preventative and wellness benefits that is part of the CompCare product offering. So we've got some of our options that's a bit higher. We've got quite a few options that's lower than that. But our weighted average for our principal members is 11%, and our beneficiaries is 13% for 2025.
Okay. And we spoke about younger demographics. It's the people that all the schemes want because they are the healthiest people, but they then on the other side feel that they're healthy, so they don't need that medical scheme. So it's a bit of a catch-22. What are the primary barriers young people, according to you, face in accessing healthcare, and how is CompCare overcoming them?
So I think the first is obviously cost. Cost is a huge barrier for youngsters to enter the industry, and we've got a solution for that. We're very excited about that as well. And then what's also often an issue for youngsters is complexity. They don't understand the medical jargon. They don't understand the options. I mean, I often tease even my trustees on CompCare, and I said, you guys need to jack up your knowledge on the benefits and what we offer. So I think the two biggest challenges that youngsters face is the fact that cost plays a huge part in their decision, and then also the fact that they don't understand it. So what we've done is we've made it easy, accessible, transparent. I spoke about the fact that you now can join. Everything is digital, everything is online. It's easy to understand. It's simple jargon. You know exactly what you get. And from a cost point of view, we're launching the DigiCare option next year. Obviously, all of this still dependent on council approving all our options, and we're waiting in anticipation for CMS to approve our benefit options for next year. But we're introducing an option which is called DigiCare for next year, which cost 995 Rand. I mean, you get private hospitalization, you get day-to-day benefits, you get preventive care benefits, you get virtual consultations, you get all of those things that I spoke about that the tech-savvy youngster would like. All of that will be available for under 1,000 Rand. I mean, this is just unheard of in the industry. Yeah. So we really believe we pioneered some of the benefits and costing and ease of access and understandability from a healthcare point of view for the end consumer. Because, and I mean, your previous question on costing, if you can get more youngsters into medical schemes that will help cross-subsidize some of the older people, then going forward, the averaging contribution increase will be less because of the youngsters that will help to make the scheme healthier overall.
Yeah, and once you have got them in your scheme, they will stay there for a while. You don't want them to stay forever necessarily because of the age thing, but getting those youngsters in and making them stay with all the digital innovations that you guys are doing will definitely help. How do you plan to engage more with this demographic? I mean, we've spoke about some of your enhancements and your introductions on what you offer. But keeping the engagement going with this younger crowd is quite important when it comes to their health and wellness. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, I think, as you said, we've touched on some of it. I mean, the fact that we're focusing a lot on digital within the scheme, but not just from a digital accessibility point of view that they can get everything in the palm of the hand these days. The wellness tools will be digital. Our app is a game changer. As I said, on the CompCare app, you'll get everything will be there. So it will literally be at the palm of your hand, touch of a button, it will be there. We'll provide seamless access to a host of features that enhance their daily life. It's a fast-paced environment that we live in today. People will be able to track their wellness goals daily. It will, in just a few steps, it will tell them, it will warn them, it will make them aware what's going on with their well-being. And we've got support 24/7 on the app. We've got unlimited telephonic counseling sessions. You in an era now where people is more open to acknowledge that I've got some stress issues. And they don't mind to phone somebody and say, listen, help me. And that's part of, we talk about digital enhancement into the future. And our members will now, specifically and interesting, our youngsters will have access to that support 24/7 where they can reach out and everything will be digitally enhanced as we move along. So we believe that will help us to constantly engage with not our existing members, but also to a new, younger type of profile that we want to bring into the healthcare environment over time.
I really like all the digital enhancements, and for me it's good that we are in a time where people acknowledges their mental health stresses, and I think there are quite a lot. We live in a country with a lot of issues. I mean, actually in the whole world there are so many things. So giving them that access, and I'm not sure if you've got some stats yet, but it would be interesting to hear more about the amount of type of calls you receive, what the engagements are in terms of that space.
Yeah, we could perhaps set up a session and we can talk through that. But what we've seen within the CompCare fold is that our telephonic counseling sessions, it's quite popular and it's unlimited. And when they phone in, they speak to a registered person on the other side, a registered psychiatrist on the other side. And if they then feel that this individual needs face-to-face consultation, they will then refer them. So I don't have the stats at hand, but I can tell you it is utilized quite extensively. And interesting, it's not just I want to kill myself. It's matters like I stress about my finances. I don't know how to cope with my finances. And just by the way, that's part of the U Wellness. There's also a financial element to that 8 dimensions that we help taking care of. Relationship issues. I've just broke up with my partner, or
Wow.
my parents are ill. People don't realize it, but a lot of members on medical schemes also look after and take care of their family, extended family, and elderly people. And some of our calls that we get is, my mom was just diagnosed with the dreaded disease. What do I do? How do I deal with that? She's not on a medical scheme, or she's not on CompCare, but how do I, as an individual of CompCare, how do I deal with that? And all of that is what we bring into this to assist those members to make sure that, we don't just want to pay the bill when you go to the doctor. We want to give you the tools so you can manage your own health, so you can stay away from the doctor. And people might argue and say, yeah, you want to save the doctor's bill. Yes, we will save the doctor's bill at the end of the day, but that's not what it's about for us. It's about helping you to help yourself to stay as healthy as you can for as long as you can.
We are in an industry where it's all about the client and all about service levels, because that's how clients judge us often, is in that claim phase, right? So what do you believe are the really important things to mention, to adopt, to think of when it comes to serving clients, both existing and potential, better?
Rianet, what's very important is that, and we do quite a few educational drives to our existing members, and we make it part of our campaigns when we attract new members. People need to understand that this is a partnership between you and the medical scheme. And as much as we've got an obligation and responsibility when you end up in hospital after that dreaded incident that you expect us to pay, you've got a responsibility to make sure that you're educated, to understand your healthcare plan, that you know what you're covered for. Because quite often people tend to just buy on price, and they buy a low cost price, but they've got chronic diseases that is not covered. And then, it's always a medical scheme that's so terrible they don't want to pay for my chronic medicine or my optom or my dental, but then they choose a lower cost plan. So it's very important for the consumer to be aware of the responsibility on how to use your medical scheme. And even sometimes, and I say challenge in a very respectful way, your service provider. If they say you need this, ask them, okay, so is it an alternative? Is it an alternative medicine that I can use? Do I really need to have this hip replacement now? Or can I still go a year or two, And so it's important for the consumer to also understand, read your brochure, understand that. And also, Rianet, what often happens is, and members don't see it that way, but over servicing can also be an issue. You go to the doctor and the doctor says, I want to see you again. And then you just, okay, here's the doctor, I'll come back. And instead of making use of what we offer, you consult a virtual consultation just for your follow-up with the doctor, because he's a caregiver, wants to just check that you're okay and everything is still fine with you. You don't have to go back to the doctor. You can sit in your living room. You can do a consultation with your doctor. So you save time, you save energy. The doctor saves time because it's just a quick checkup and a check-in for you. So those are the things that's important for the consumer to understand. Obviously, bringing youngsters into the fold is important. Understanding your benefits, not overutilizing it, and also, often this time of the year, we get a lot of calls with people phoning and say, so do I have an optical benefit left? I want to go and get sunglasses. Don't abuse the system. Use the system for what it's meant to be, and that is to look after your health when the chips are down, when you really need it. That is when we're there for you.
I wanted to ask about the whole fraud and waste space, but I think that is a conversation all on its own, because sometimes in any part of the industry we see that people don't see certain things as fraud. We see it as fraud, and there's a misuse of the system very, very often. But I think that is a session on its own, right?
Yeah, I can perhaps just one sentence on that, Rianet. I'm also part of BHF, the Board of Healthcare Funders. I'm a director at BHF. I'm quite engaged with BHF, and we had a session yesterday, and we spoke about fraud, waste, and abuse. And it's interesting that it's anticipated that between 5 and 20% of all healthcare-related costs in South Africa is fraud-related.
Yo,
You're
that's a
literally
lot.
talking about billions, not
Yeah,
millions. You're talking about billions. And what we're trying to educate the end user is, remember, it affects you at the end of the day. Because next
yeah,
year, the actuary will say, what was your claims for the previous year? What is the increase needed for the next year? And some of those claims might be fraudulent, and that affects your increase for next year. And that's why it's important that everybody work together to make sure that we curb fraud in this industry.
yeah. Because a little white lie is fraud. Bottom line. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, as you said, it's a topic for another day. But just when there was a specific healthcare provider questioned about his behavior, and he honestly said, you know what, I come from an underprivileged area. Now I am a doctor. If I go home, I can't rock up there with my Toyota Conquest, the old Conquest. I need to show that I've arrived. And just being a normal service provider does not provide that kind of income. So I had to defraud the system so I can earn more, so I can buy myself a luxury German car. So when I go home, people can say, that guy has arrived. And they're open about it. Some of these service providers are open and honest about it. When you catch them, then they say, yeah, I admit I did it, but I have a certain lifestyle to uphold. So, but yes, as we said, discussion for another day.
That is insane. Um, I love the time we're living, digital innovation. What do you envision as the future of medical schemes in this very digital era we are moving into? And how are you, as CompCare, positioning yourself in this space?
Yeah, so our focus is going to continue to be on finding better ways to improve healthcare experience for our members. That is for your unforeseen event as well as your daily wellness levels. And we believe that we're firmly positioned to break barriers with this digital environment, with all the development that we've done. So we're going to continue to finding ways to include younger members, because that is essential. That is really critical. We're going to continue to streamline the offering, make sure that the changes that we implement is there to strengthen our members, help them, educate them to make sure that they understand the option they are on. So it's a continuous process. As I said in the beginning, we've been around for 46 years. We can't stay stagnant. We have to develop with the times. And I think what we've done for next year is just the starting of the way that CompCare is going to grow into the future to make sure that we stay ahead of the curve from a digital point of view, but also enabling our members to use what we give them to enhance their own healthcare experience and their healthcare as a whole.
I think that's all very exciting stuff happening. As you know, FAnews speaks to the advisors, the medical scheme brokers. Maybe a last message to them, those guys looking after the well-being of individuals and corporate members.
Yeah, Rianet, I really enjoyed talking to you so very much. So thank you for the invitation. But in closing, I think I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all the healthcare advisors. They play such a pivotal role in safeguarding of the individuals and the corporate members.
Mm.
Their dedication, their expertise is a cornerstone of CompCare's success over the years. Together, we've achieved a lot. Together, we want to achieve even more. Their commitment to understand all the options on all the medical schemes, it's a mammoth task, to understand all the schemes and the benefits and then go and give best advice. It's huge. So we appreciate them. We're grateful for their support. We're there to support them as well. And we really look forward to embarking on 2025 with them to better their business, grow our scheme, but also having options and benefits available for them that they can take to the market. So we really appreciate them. I want to use this opportunity from myself and my trustees at CompCare to thank them for their support over the past year, and we look forward to 2025.
Thank you for your time, Joshua, and all the best for this very busy time that you are finding yourself in.
Thank you very much, Rianet. Thank you for the opportunity. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.